Hey friends, Mr. Spitzer here, and hopefully you are enjoying the start of our graphic novel unit. You just finished doodling to generate story ideas. So I was able to doodle some of my characters, and my possible main characters were Theo and Huck, the dog, and we brainstormed some possible problems and solutions. We don't have our whole story thought of yet, but a potential problem is that Huck needs a house because Theo here moved into a new house and his new house did not have a dog house. So a potential problem is that he needs a new house, and a solution was that someone maybe gives him a house or makes him a house. So we're thinking maybe Theo is going to make Huck a house. So we already did that work, and what I want you to think about today is as we start and continue to doodle or draw, we should be thinking about sketching some of our minor characters in our story. We have our main characters, now we need some side characters. We need to think about the setting where the story will take place and on creating our style of drawing. Now, for me, I am not the best drawer, but I enjoy to draw, and I need to be looking at pictures to draw. You can see that most of my characters are really simple, easy, cartoon-like drawings because that's my style. I can't draw very well realistically, but my style is in drawing cartoon-like. You can see some of the work I'm doing for lessons ahead, but your style can be stick figures, it can be really simplistic drawings, or if you're an artist and you want to draw something more realistic, it's whatever works for you. My style is more cartoony. So today I'm going to show you some of the sketches that I've done for creating my minor characters, thinking about my setting and showing you kind of my style. So our teaching point today talks about how graphic novelists get ideas and grow ideas by doodling. So I wanted to think about my setting, and the setting of my story is going to take place at my new character's home. So I drew this kind of cartoony looking house. I know that a lot of the story is going to take place in his backyard, so I needed to think of things in my setting that I would need to draw. So I was thinking that there's going to be a tree in the backyard, so I started doodling branches and different trees. I know there's going to be a moving truck, and I also needed to think about sketching my minor characters. And one of the minor characters that are going to be in the story is here, his mom. So I drew a picture of his mom. Now, the reason I drew so many trees and branches is when we were able to talk to our graphic novelist, Colleen A.F. Venable, she told us that your first drawing is never going to be great. It could take you practicing drawing the same thing 10, 50, 100 different times. So just by repeatedly trying to draw different things, like different trees or different branches, I can get a better sense of my style as an artist, but I can also practice actually drawing it, so when it's time to put it in my graphic novel, I know how it's going to look. So your task today is to continue to doodle to grow your ideas, and you need to think about the setting where your story will take place and what you can doodle to show where your story will take place. But you also need to think about some of your side characters or minor characters in your story and think about how you would sketch or draw those. Now, as you're doodling, I do want you to think about other things and other elements of your story. So you're drawing the setting, you're drawing minor characters, but I also want to challenge you to think about what your character's backstory is. Where are they from? What are they like? What do they like to do? What kind of problems does a character tend to have? So if your character is clumsy, maybe they fall over a lot or they're getting injured, not too injured, I hope. But you have to think about what kind of problems that your character tends to have. And you can jot that or write that in any open space that you have as you're doodling. Another thing that I want you to think about is where the character is, so the setting, but also who else is in this character's world. So like I said, minor characters could be a mom, but who else would Huck and Theo run into as the story is happening? Maybe there's a side friend, or maybe there's the father in the picture, you have to think about who else is in your character's world, because it's not going to be just your main character. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of small talk. I am getting through my story. I've developed the setting so far. I've thought about a possible problem and solution to my story. And our lesson next week is going to talk about how we can use the problem in our story and the conflict in our story to spark our whole plot of our story. So I look forward to seeing some of your drawings. On Wednesday, we will be uploading our drawings using Flipgrid, so I will get to see the work that you've done so far. If you have any questions, my office hours are at the same time, 10 to 11, and I look forward to talking to you all soon.